Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to Anime King. Today I'm going to be giving you part 14 of What If Naruto Unlock a Strange Power. Remember to get this one to 300 likes as usual, share this to all of your friends in your social media platform, and also, go ahead and check out the brand new episode of What If Naruto Learned the Clone Technique in the beginning and enjoy that guys. And I also post a new episode of What If Naruto was trained by all the greats over on Anime King. So go over there and enjoy it as well guys. And remember, if you're new and it's the first time hearing my voice and you enjoy the videos on both Anime King and Anime King 2, go ahead and click that red subscribe button and become part of the Anime King family. And thank you for all of your help and your support. Remember to comment down below and tell me if you're new. I'll be planning talking back to all of you. So yeah, without further ado, what do you say begin this new episode? Start the intro. So, the last spot we left off, Naruto had his long-awaited reunion with Samui, as the both of them kiss, reunited from after so long. As Navi came out there, as she looked at the girl, technically Samui was still a Konoha shinobi. After all, she was still in the shinobi ranks. Her name was still going through and the civilian council was in charge. So they knew her father, so they ended up giving her passing grades all through. She was a part of Naruto class after all. Samui then told Amoy and Karu about the things Raikage did, as she is not going back to Kumo. As Karu wanted to live here with her. After hearing those things, as Amoy, well, he was going to follow Karu. As it was finally time for Naruto to deal with Danzo. It's been a long time coming as Danzo brought out his root agents, 100 of them. But Naruto found it rather amusing. This man doesn't understand the power he wields now with these eyes of his, as Naruto conjured up his Susanoo and slaughter all of the root agents. None of them stood a chance, he brought them down. As Danzo showed his eye, the eye that he even stole, that was under the bandage. As Naruto picked Danzo piece by piece, using the Hyroshin, Danzo was no match, as he plucked out all the eyes instantly. As Danzo had finally come to an end, as Navi sorted out everything else, the village was restored because of the seal that Naruto placed on the village. Time passed after that, everything was happy. Samui, she was happy as well, being here with Naruto. As the village was, well, back to normal. She was still worried about the Raikage, wanted to take her back to Kumo, but Naruto told her that there's no way that she's going back there. Well, Raikage will have to get through him first. Anyone that want to go through her have to get through him first. The remaining time, Konan contacted Naruto with the Hyroshin kunai, as Naruto flashed towards her position to save her before she could get killed, as it was the fake Madara there. As he brought her to the office where Jiraiya instantly spoke to her, he had to flash away because the masked man headed off to take care of Fu, as he brought Fu and Shibuki back to the village. The people hated that Shibuki, well, had a kid with Fu. They could no longer go back to Take, but Naruto had a lot of houses in his complex. Well, they could stay there, and that would be wonderful. After all, she was expecting a kid. She wanted to be in a safe place. As Konan was going to return back to the reign, she's the leader after all. Within that time skip, as Naruto and Samui headed off with Tsunade. As they met up with Conqueror and the group, Conqueror started to talk about, well, the amount of girls that offered to Naruto, making Samui kind of pissed as Naruto switched dragons and headed off. He then phoned the girl that he was looking for that day. It was Karen. She was another Uzumaki. After talking with her, she agreed, as he told her how to stay out of the way when the commotion happened so he can get her back to Konoha. As she agreed, the time then finally came as the group made their way towards the meeting. As the Raikage saw Samui, as he heard everything, as he told C to kill her for being a traitor, but Naruto smashed the man to the wall, as he told him to stand down unless he wanted to die, as that made everyone went on guard. As everyone calmed themselves down, as Tsunade explained about the, well, situation, Samui is still a Konoha ninja. The Raikage was furious, but Naruto destroyed the ground that was in front of him. grabbing Zetsu. He wastes no time as he destroyed Zetsu. The Raikage was angry because they could have captured him and get information, but Naruto snapped his head up to see Sasuke above them. He quickly tackled Sasuke and break through the wall as they went outside. Sasuke, with his newly acquired monkey sharingan after facing off against Itachi, wanted revenge. He was angry. He thought he could take anyone on at the level that he was at right now, but Naruto was going to prove him wrong big time. So yeah guys, so it's basically that's where we left off. You guys can switch across to the place and check it out for yourself. So just to begin this new episode. Amaterasususano said, Kamui, as Naruto absorbed all of the black flames before speed blitzing right towards Sasuke and smashed him right into the guts. As a Kamui, disruption opened up above Sasuke, the black flames spew out of it. Sasuke cried out in pain before cancelling its own black flames as he skated on the ground. He pulled out his blade as he channeled lightning into it and dashed forward. As Naruto ducked and grabbed his sword, as he redirected the lightning through his body, making it turn red. Naruto felt someone come up behind him as he shot the lightning chakra at the person. It was the Getsu, as the full brunt of the lightning smashed into him, electrocuting him. How did he just redirect lightning like that? Said C. I don't know, but the lightning turned red after it was released from his body. He's strong, said me. I wonder if he's still single, she said. As Samui looked over at her, rather pissed off as she saw the look on Mei's face. But she was startled when she was grabbed from behind by the Raikage, who placed a hand over her mouth. I told you, you belong to Kumo. Now I'm taking you back. She instantly activated the seal on her lower back. Naruto, who was clashing with Sasuke, felt the pull as he flashed away. The Raikage was dragging Samui away. He never expected the bright flash to suddenly appear, as Naruto delivered a spinning kick to the man, breaking his fall on Samui. The man smashed right through the wall. As Naruto looked her over, are you okay? She nodded slowly as he held on to her and flashed away towards Natty. Keep her safe, he said. She was reluctant to let go, but she knew that she had to, as Naruto turned back towards where Sasuke was before moving off. As Sasuke was surrounded by a purple ribcage, as Naruto flashed right in front of Sasuke, he placed a Harajuku mark on him when he punched him in the gut. Sasuke was shocked when Naruto appeared in front of him. Naruto summoned the second stage of Susanoo and exploded out of Sasuke's Susanoo, as he dropped his own and picked Sasuke by the face and smashed him into the wall. As Naruto dashed for the lightning javelin came in his hand and he stabbed it right into Sasuke's shoulder. Sasuke cried out in pain. As Naruto pulled back his hand, he was about to kill Sasuke, but he had to move back. A fist nearly smashed into his face, as Jugo was the one that sent it. Naruto ducked as he spun on the ball of his feet after getting back up and sent a kick towards Jugo's head. Jugo jumped back before charging towards Naruto, as the man seemed rather crazy. Naruto waited until he was close enough before dodging the attack, as he bent his body, as Jugo was right over before Naruto struck him right in the chest. With a burst of compressed air as Jugo was blasted up in the sky, Naruto exploded off his feet with air as he did a spinning kick and drive his heel into Jugo. Jugo was sent sailing from the sky like a bullet as he crashed. Naruto wastes no time as he dropped from the sky like a missile, his lightning edge activated as he rammed it right into Jugo's heart, piercing right through him, as the ground exploded off the red lightning just sparkling all around, as Naruto flipped onto his feet, looking at dead body as Jugo's body returned back to normal. As Naruto had to duck a swipe from Sasuke, his instincts already on high alert, as Naruto brought up his back leg and smashed it under Sasuke's chin before spinning around, as he smashed his heel right into Sasuke's face. Sasuke bricked into a wall as Naruto shot forward, as he flipped right into the center and grabbed Sasuke by the face and threw him. Sasuke connected with the other wall as he slumped down just a bit, as Naruto spread out his senses, as he found Karin as she was heading towards the room. Not even Tobi could get her now, as he looked towards Sasuke, who got back to his feet. But Naruto drove a kick into his stomach as Sasuke wheezed out, as Naruto grabbed him by the face. As he pushed his two fingers forward, Sasuke screamed as Naruto ripped out his right eye. You son of a bitch, he screamed, holding on to his bleeding eye. Yeah, it's time for you to die, said Naruto, as Sasuke created a Shidori and shot forward, trying to kill Naruto with all of his might. But Naruto grabbed his arm the moment he was close enough and jumped, as he flipped over Sasuke, bringing over Sasuke's arm, and flipped him and smashed Sasuke into the ground. He flipped him over as he created a Rasengan in his hand. Wasting no time, he brought it down. Sasuke stood no chance as the Rasengan grind right into his face and exploded, completely decimating him. It was not an ordinary Rasengan, it was a giant Rasengan, as his entire face was turned to nothing but squash. As Naruto got back to his feet, he was finally dead. Well, no, that's disappointing. I had needed him and his team for my plans. As a swirling vortex was at the end of the wall, as the masked man came out. Who said that? I did. My name is Madara Uchiha. That's impossible. Madara died a long time ago, said Oniki. That's because he isn't Madara, said Naruto. He's standing right there, you leaf scum, said Kurosaki. His eyes must be failing if he can't see the man's right in front of him, said Ao, still pissed off that Naruto took his eye. Well, let's go over a few facts, shall we? Number 1, Madara did not need to use a jutsu to make his voice deep. If you focus, you can tell that he's sending chakra to his vocals to make his voice deep. Fact number 2, Madara wouldn't wait till someone is dead to try and take something from him. He had to wait till Pain, the puppet leader of the Akatsuki, was dead to try and get his Rinnegan, because he was scared to fight him when he was alive. And the third and final reason is, Madara was never trained by my father. What are you saying, said Kankuro? I'm saying that this guy's a crybaby of the Uchiha clan, who couldn't get the girl of his dreams to marry him before she was killed by his other teammate. Wait, so he isn't Madara, said Kurosaki. We have a winner, said Naruto. How long did it take you to figure that out, boulder brain? Wait, was it after I gave my reasons why he was not Madara? As Naruto sighed and shook his head. So, aren't you going to take off that mask, Naruto asked, before I say your real name? I don't know what name you're talking about. Yes you do, said Naruto. No, I don't. Yes you do, said Naruto. No, I don't. Yes you do, Naruto said. No, I don't. Damn it, Naruto, stop this and just say his real name. Tsunade shouted. Fine, ruin my fun. So, Obito Uchiha, aren't you gonna take the mask off? Obito did not remove his mask, he just stood there. Alright fine, let's make a deal. You take the mask off and I'll give you something that belongs to you. As he unsealed a tube of liquid, with a sharingan eye in it, the previous owner turned into a disgrace. We decided that he wasn't worthy enough to have this eye. But I'm sure he wouldn't mind if I gave it back to you. As he saw Obito and twitch, and the man's sharingan activated, he was checking for any traps. Obito waited for at least 3 minutes before he reached up and took off the mask, showing his scar face. Naruto flipped the tube towards him as he caught it. See, that wasn't so hard. Obito looked at the tube. Quite stupid of you, he said, as he uncorked it and pulled out the eye, before placing it back into his eye socket, his empty eye socket, as his hand glowed green for just a few seconds. Finally hold again, he said. Now, as I was saying, actually, I have something else to say, said Naruto. You killed my father. You killed my godmother. And because of you, I lost my mother in the same night when I was born. You tried to kill my godchild, and you almost killed my sister figure, future husband. You think I didn't know that you would come here? That I was planning for this exact moment, waiting for you to show up? As Naruto went through hand sign, the room glowed red before fading. What did you do, said Mifune. The room is now sealed so no one can get out. And neither can your friend that is hiding in the ceiling. As they all looked up to see something black with a yellow eye. What the hell is that, said Mei. No one knows, but I'm glad it's here. We can end this once and for all. You will not be getting the other remaining tail beasts. Oh, and you should also know something. I got rid of the 9 tails. As he lifted his shirt, most of the ladies were looking at his well-toned, skin, and in the 6-pack that was lying firmly on his stomach. As you can see, I no longer have a seal on me. You know, I'm usually a nice guy. I gave you your eye back. But you should know, never trust a seal master, especially one that can create seals that can even hide from the sharingan. Obito quickly reached up, but Naruto placed his hand together. Boom! The man's head exploded from the explosion of the eye, exploding his brains all over as the body collapsed down. Zetsu was fuming as he couldn't believe what he was seeing, and he could not leave this place. Amaterasu, said Naruto. Black flames exploded on the ceiling as they started to burn into Zetsu. He started to burn as he fell off the ceiling as he collapsed to the floor, as Naruto intensified the flames as they started to eat away at his flesh. He cried until his body was completely devoured. Finally, said Naruto. As he released a long sigh, it was all over. I think this meeting shall come to a close, said Mifune. All of the reason why this meeting was called has been dealt with. Yes, it has, said May, as she stepped forward. Would you mind lifting up your shirt again, she said. I mean, I didn't got a good look. You weren't supposed to, said Naruto. Well, you did see my exposed chest. I suppose it's only fair. You know that was an accident, right? I mean, I didn't know that was your private chambers. So, you can't drag that on for so long. As Naruto could feel Samui staring at him from the back of his head. Okay, enough for the flirting, or whatever is going on, said Mifune. There's one topic that we feel needs to be brought up, said Onki, as Ain nodded beside him. As Naruto then turned and realized the both of them were in the corner, discussing something. He wasn't really focusing on them, but they were. Kumo and the stone have joined forces, and the both of us declare war on Konoha. Without the Kyuubi on your side anymore, we have more than enough strength to burn you to the ground, said A. What the hell, said Ayo. Are you sure you want to do this, said Mifune. Yes, we are. Time the Namikaze line ends, and Kumo deserve a Hyuga. This is not up for discussion, said Onki. While Konoha has been relaxing and getting invaded, we have been growing our shinobi for some time now, and waiting. Maybe if the leaf had stronger shinobis, the third Hokage wouldn't have died in such a pathetic manner. Sacrificing your life for such a pathetic bunch of shinobis, he was an old fool. That was the wrong thing for him to say. The next moment, A was crying in pain as his left arm was sliced off right at the elbow. As Naruto was behind him. Never insult the Hokage like that in my presence. Consider me cutting off your arm. The first act of war. The man jumped back with his two guards there. As Oniki, Kurosaki, and Akisake start to move away as well. There will be no more fighting here, said Mifune. The Land of Iron will not be participating in any of this, he said. As the two leaders turned a glare towards him before they left the area, the others simply sighed. A war. Granny, you can deal with the rest of this, said Naruto. I have to go. As he vanished in blue flames before anyone else could say anything. The sand will always be on Konoha's side, said Gaara. As Temari and Kankuro nodded as well. Kiri will stay out of this. We have just finished a civil war and we can't afford to join another war at this time, said Mei. As she scratched the top of her head. Hokage-sama, what do you have to say about this? Mifune said. If it's a war they want, then it's a war they're gonna get. But they don't know who they just pissed off, she said. As she and Samui then left, they got back to the room. Who are you? Said Samui. She's carrying Uzumaki, one of the last full-blooded Uzumaki alive. I take it Naruto told you to come here. As Kari nodded, he said if I couldn't get to you in the Kage Summit mess, I should come to his hotel room. He's in the shower if you're looking for him. As the two decided to sit down. A good 10 minutes later, Naruto came out of the shower, as he was in a change of clothes. Naruto, where are you going? Asked Natty. I have to meet up with my contacts. I need to see if they have any information on Kumo and the stone growing their forces. The others working in a specific village. He left a note for something for me to pick up, he said, sounding just like Jiraiya. That's what Jiraiya always said when he has to leave. But I think you should know, Gaara is on our side, but Kiri is not. Was the Mitsukage scratching her head when she said that, said Naruto. Yeah, why, said Tsunade. That means she's on our side. She actually finished rebuilding 2 months after the war ended. Trust me, they have more shinobi than you think. Probably less than sand, but enough. How do you know that? I helped in the rebuilding with my shadow clones. And I also helped guard the perimeter, so no spies could investigate or find out anything that was going on. Now he says he made his way towards the door. I have to go, I'll be back in a week. Naruto, wait, I need to... As Naruto cut her off. We can talk about you when I get back, Granny. I need to go see my contacts, said Naruto. If he would have turned back, he would have known that it was Samui who called out to him. Time skip, a week later, as Naruto came through the window. Alright, enough horsing around, he said, as he saw the two of them making out. Naruto said Tsunade as she moved off a bit, you're back. As she saw the look on his face, what is it? Kumo and the stone have a third country joining them. Who is it? Asked Jiraiya. The sound. And the person leading them is Orochimaru. I don't know how, but he's alive. Apparently Kumo and the stone has been planning this war on us for a long time now, and Orochimaru has joined them. The good news is the minor villages has closed their border, so they will not be involved in this war. So that means Kumo and the stone have to travel around the borders to attack from the north. Kumo could sail east and go south, but the only way through that is to go through whirlpool borders, but is protected by the whirlpools that will destroy their ships. The other option is if they head around far east and travel around Kiri. But Mei has set up units to destroy any ships to try to pass them. That is how Kiri will be helping us. I have already dealt a strong blow to Orochimaru. My contact found where he has been hiding out. In the past week I made my way through his base, and I found DNA. It seems like he wanted to reanimate past shinobis into his war, but I destroyed all the DNAs, burning on the entire facility. Damn Naruto, your spies are even better than mine, said Jiraiya. Yeah, they kind of are, said Naruto. But doing this, it has set them back by 3 months. We can use those time to make our shinobi get stronger and train. And with everything like this, we'll only be getting attacked from the north, so we can know where the hit is coming from. Time skip, as Naruto made his way home. As he entered the house and walked towards the living room, as Samui was on the couch. He was going to talk to her, but she glared at him, as she was still pissed. So he grabbed his clothes as he took a shower, as he went to sleep in a room down the hall. Halfway through the night, she come into the room. As she get in bed with him, he didn't say anything. Can we talk, she asked. I don't know, he said. I was going to talk to you earlier, but you glared at me with hate in your eyes. As a matter of fact, why did you even come in here, he asked. I haven't seen you in a week, and you didn't give me a hug, or said goodnight or kiss me or anything. I even made dinner, but you didn't come out in the kitchen. I just want to be with you right now. I already ate, I'm not hungry, said Naruto. I want to know what is going on with you and those girls. And then Miss Kage said, why didn't you tell me? Naruto sighed, there's nothing going on. The banging that Kongro heard was me trying to get out of the closet. And me. We were at a daimyo's palace. All of the door looked so familiar. And I ended up seeing her breast on accident. Trust me, it was a mistake. When I walked in, she was just there. And all of the marriage proposed on the contracts, they were daimyos, the daughters. So I went there personally to turn them down. At one of the moments, they were wondering if I wasn't into girls or something. Believe me, I haven't wanted to be with anyone else but you. I love you, he said. She released a sigh, looking rather embarrassed. I know, it's just I'm insecure. I haven't seen you for 12 years. I just thought that those other girls would be able to take you away. I say that you are mine and I don't want that to change. I want to marry you. I want to have kids with you. I want to be with you, she said. We can do all of that. You just have to believe and trust me more, he said. I'm sorry, I can do that, she said. I'm sorry for the way I've been acting. It's just insecurities. I'm really sorry, she said. It's okay, said Naruto as he placed a hand on her cheek. She moved forward as she kissed him. I've really missed you, she said, as he kissed her back. As things became rather heated right there and then. Time skip. 4 months later. 4 months since the stone and Kumo has declared war on the leaf. True to his word, it set back Kumo and the stone and the sound by 4 months, not 3. That gave them more than enough time to set up for things. As now they set up the medical stations all around. Each station had 15 medics with a large amount of supplies. A lot of the supplies came from Spring Country, as Koyoke had 50 airships deliver supplies to Konoha to help out the war. It was a thanks to Naruto for all that he did. As Samui found out, as she couldn't believe it, Naruto, why didn't you tell me you were friends with Princess Koyoke? You know I'm a fan of the Princess Guild movies, she said. Well, I honestly forgot. We haven't sent many messages, and I'm kind of getting ready for war, said Naruto. Plus, you never said that you wanted to meet her. I said that I wanted to meet her the last time we watched the Princess Guild movie, which was last week. I can't believe you forgot, she said. Well, you should have reminded me. It's not my fault. It's clear that you don't want to meet her as much as you said you want to do. The moment you said that, the room went silent. As he looked over at her, as she got up and glared at him. 1 week, she said. Sleep by yourself, cook by yourself, and play with yourself. True to her word, she didn't talk to him for 1 week. She almost wanted to crack some of the time, but when the 1 week was over, they had a night of passionate sex that was just crazy. This was sort of some routine for them. It was just something that gave them an extra kick. When the both of them got pissed off at each other, and when they, remake, it was just some wonderful, brilliant, orgasmic, wonderful night that they spent together after the time was up. As for Iruka, he was not having such a good time. Uncle was pregnant, and there was a lot of mood swings. She is almost 5 months pregnant, and she's having two girls. Kurina gave birth to a daughter 2 weeks ago. She named her Mirai, Baiwaka Sarutobi. Baiwaka was her middle name, for Sarutobi's wife who died during the Kyuubi attack. Mirai had black hair like her parents, but had Kurenai's skin and her eye color. Fu was not too far along from Kurenai as she gave birth a few days after. As Naruto was there, Fu wanted to be there as well, as Naruto was making sure that everything was good with the seal, until he was dragged in a white plane. It seems like something had been happening with the tail beasts, because all of them were there. As the tail beast introduced himself to him, Shikaku, Manatabe, Aisabu, Son Goku, Kakyo, Saikan, Komi, and Jaiki. As they all looked towards the Kyuubi. What? You already know my name. As Naruto's sweat dropped, Komi said his name twice, even though I already know his name, said Naruto. Huh, don't feel like it, said Kurama. Anyway, for while we're here, Naruto, you have our thanks for stopping that masked man in Zetsu. For capturing all of us, said Mantabe. Although you couldn't save us all, we realized that you're only one person. Some of us were taken while you were out on a journey and trip Kurama told us about. Do not worry about me escaping the seal, Fu has informed me that you can release the seal once she gives childbirth, and it would not kill her. I can't wait, said Komi. Now, we have a gift for you. We will transfer some of our chakra to you. If you are to free us from the Gedo statue, you will need our power to do so. Please, step forward and accept our chakra. All of the tail beasts put their hand on top of one another, as Naruto looked up with uncertainty in his eyes. But he walked up and placed a fist on top of it. The moment he made contact, he saw a vision of a man wearing a white cloak. He saw the tail beasts, but they were younger, like they were children. The man told him that he was dying. He noticed the younger version of Kurama was taking the hardest, but he was trying to be brave. After the man was finished, telling them that he wanted them to live a good life, he turned. How was this man seeing him? If he wasn't mistaken, it seems that the man was looking exactly right at him. But this was just a, well, flash. Some vision or something, right? But the man smiled. As the man's eyes, the Rinnegan, blinked twice, before a pulse of chakra came towards Naruto and flew into his body. He was snapped out of the vision, as he was back into the tail beast's meeting place. You have our story and our power. Now it is up to you to find us and free us. I must warn you, my Jinchuriki has complete control of my power, and can control me and push my consciousness to the back. You must find me and free me from him. He is too loyal to Kumo and will not stand for a pointless war. Beware, Kumo has spies in the Leaf Village already. They're working their way to kidnap a Hyuga member. You can find them at night. It's a group of 10. That, or the Hyuga compound. One thing Killer B is good for is that he's an idiot, and he forgot to cut the connection in that part of the meeting. It's a squad of 5 Jonin and 5 Anbu. Stop them and you can get information on when they plan to strike. Good luck, Naruto. And with that, Jaiki was last one to disappear. As Naruto blinked, he was back at the meeting place. Everyone, Fu, all of them were staring at him. As he then dropped to the ground as he started to cry, his left eye was burning. Samui was at his side in an instant. Naruto-kun, are you okay? She said. What's going on with your eye? She asked. They don't know what happened, but as soon as he touched the seal, he just stood there, not doing or saying anything. And now he's on the ground in pain, and his eye was bleeding. She quickly activated her medical ninjutsu skills that she picked up from Tsunade, as she tried to ease the pain. Tsunade even tried, but it didn't work, as Samui just held his head in her lap. After 5 minutes, he passed out. After a while, there was a poof of smoke, as Kurama appeared, but he was incredibly small. Kurama? Is that you? Why are you so small? Said Tsunade. Well, as for why I'm here to check up on Naruto. I know what is going on. And would you like me to show up in my giant form? He said. I don't think so. Anyway, the pain is over now. Kurama then raised one of his tails, and he should be, as he smacked Naruto right in the head. Getting up soon. What the hell, man? Said Naruto as he got up. Why do you have to hit me so hard? What are you talking about? Said Kurama. I know you were the one that hit me. I know a difference between a tail and a hand. And a foot, said Naruto. Huh. Not like you can do anything about it, said Kurama. Really? You want to go? You want to go, said Naruto? Watch your mouth before I throw you all the way around Konoha. Oh, you think you can, said Naruto, as the both of them squinted their eyes, as Kurama narrowed his eyes towards Naruto as well. If you two decide to do anything stupid like fight in the hospital, Naruto, no sex for a month. And also Kurama, I will use a special seal that Narumi gave me and summon her and tell her that you're causing problem, said Samui. You wouldn't, the both of them said. I would. Now behave, she said. And what's wrong with your eye, Naruto? What are you talking about, said Naruto. But what the hell happened to me, he said. And what is this? As he had the Rinnegan with 6 tomos in his eye, his left one. That's why I'm here. That would be because he became the new sage of 6th path. He has Senju and Uchiha DNA inside of him. He's a reincarnation of both, son of a sage of six path. And you have the power of all 9-tailed beasts inside of you. Why it was only one eye that got the Rinnegan, I cannot say about that though. But I guess the old man gave it to you, after you disappeared from our meeting place. I knew that he was looking at me, said Naruto. You even have the 6-path sage mode, along with your Rinnegan, so I suppose that is why he gave you only one, to balance each other out. That doesn't mean that you're stronger than me, brat, he said, before poofing away. Congratulations, fool. It's a beautiful, healthy baby girl, said Snavy, holding the baby in her arms, as Fu extended her arms. She's so beautiful. I love her. As the baby had Shibuki's hair, and Fu, toned skin. What's her name? Hoshi, said Fu. Can I hold her, said Naruto, as Fu nodded and handed him his goddaughter, as he rocked the baby to sleep. You're a natural, said Snavy. Can I be expecting grandbaby soon? Well, with the way me and her has been going at it, you can, said Naruto, as Samui blushed hearing that. Well, they have been going at it crazy. Time skip. Do you have to go? Yes, said Naruto, as she was sitting down in his lap as he was holding on to her. This is our best chance to take out Orochimaru right now. I know you're all powerful and all, but I'm still worried about you, she said, as she kissed him on the forehead. I don't have to leave till tomorrow, said Naruto. Promise me that you'll come back, she said. Remember, we're supposed to get married and have kids. After all this is over, I promise. Now let us get some sleep. We've been training all day, said Naruto. The next morning, Naruto kissed her on her forehead because she was still asleep, as he got a shower and got ready and left. Naruto arrived at the border as he made his way to the camp. As he looked around for the leader of his platoon, it was Shikaku. Joining Naruto and Namikaze reporting in, Naruto said. Alright, you got here kind of early, but I should have expected that, said Shikaku. As anyone encountered the enemy yet, Naruto asked. Well, one of our Chunins got ambushed, but he took out the 3 enemies with ease. This doesn't make any sense. I thought all of Orochimaru man had cursed marks, said Shikaku. They do, but in certain levels that certain man can access. You have some that can just use a taste of the power, resulting in black marks spreading across their face, level 1. But the second level is where things get kind of crazy because they turn into some kind of monster if they can't control themselves. But if they do, they will still have monster features. The first wave you probably send will be mostly cannon fodder, the send to weaken us, said Naruto. No, that is helpful. I can use that to make plan for attacks, said Shikaku. You don't have to worry about that, said Naruto. I have set up traps that the cannon fodder would get caught up in and taken out. I know how Orochimaru operates. He will send all the useless pawns first. Then he will take a while to send a higher range in the center. And I believe that he will become in the last brigade. And when he does, I need you guys to leave him to me. I'm the only one that can handle him right now, said Naruto. Well, that is exactly what I was planning on, said Shikaku. How many Chunin and Jonin that we have for the second pawn? My spy told me that Orochimaru has over 20,000 at his disposal. Well, it seems because of you being all influential. Many people, many other small villages, Kake, Kiri, because of them our ranks have been boosted a lot. Overall in our platoon we have over 10,000 Chunins and Jonin with us, combined. But overall, we have over 75,000 fighters. If I was able to make those medical seals again, and have them applied to the skin, how much do you think our percentage would go up for this battle, Naruto asked? I would say by 20%, due to our troops not being need to rush off the battlefield to get healed. They will only need to retreat for the major wounds. Well, now that I leave only one thing. Once, the Tsuchikage and the Raikage join the battleground, Granny and Pervy Sage will have to join in since I have to deal with the ATL Jinchuriki. He can control his ATL full power and push the ATL consciousness to the back. But you don't have to worry about that, I can handle him, said Naruto. Alright, that works, said Shikaku. Well then, let's get started, said Naruto. Time skip, Orochimaru did send out the weaklings. 700 of the troops were taken out by the traps that Naruto set up. The fight lasted 3 days, with level 1 users, as the Chunins and the Jonins were easily able to crush them. It seems there was a spy in Konoha ranks, but he was easily weeded out, as they had the Yamanaka go through his memory and his mind. It seems that the Raikage wasn't going to attack yet, so they had something at their disposal now, as they used a spy to send false information towards the Raikage. The Raikage wanted Samui to be captured. No one was just going to betray his village like that, but the spy was already taken care of. Well, he didn't know that. As Naruto was currently talking with Shikaku until he felt a pull, as he told him that he had to go as he flashed away. He arrived to his cell. He was in Kumo. Karu, what happened, he said, as he looked at the beaten Karu. I was trying to fill out the form to leave. but the council informed me about what happened. Naruto started to remove the restrictions that was on her. He said that I was not going to leave, and he was going to get Samui back. Go check on Amoy, she said. He had the 8-tails fight him, as Amoy was trying to help me. As Naruto walked over, Amoy was in a bad state. As Naruto pulled one of the medical seals and placed on him. Did you guys do what Snaddy told you to do? Yeah. At the last minute we got ratted out, but it was still completed. That's good, said Naruto, as he held on to both of them before flashing away, back to Konoha. Granny, they're here, said Naruto. You need to heal Amoy yourself. He has some broken bones and tore muscles. Sorry, but I have to head back immediately. I understand. And with that, Naruto flashed away once again. Was the mission complete? Asked Shikaku when Naruto got back. Yeah, it was, said Naruto. Alright, I've been thinking, how are we going to deal with the outnumbered army of Kumo and the Stone? They still outnumber us, even with the medical steals strategy at our advantage. Well, said Naruto as he reached into his pouch. It is going to be time for the Hidden Stone to relive its darkest day when they attack. As Shikaku instantly understood when he saw Naruto holding on to the 3 from kunai. Time skip. I have good news, said Tsunade. As she was there with Naruto and Shikaku, the Sand and Kiri Shinobis have sent back the plans for Kumo and the Stone. All of their supply ships have been destroyed. So thanks to Jiraiya's spy in the Kumo camp, he found out that they won't be able to attack until January. So that gives us 2 to 3 months to prepare more defense on when Orochimaru's 3rd wave hit. After the 3rd wave hit, I'm pulling everyone back, but I want Naruto to place the alarm seal right at the border so it can be heard by everyone so that we can head out immediately. I want all civilians that are fighting to return home after this fight. When we face Kumo and the Stone, I'm ordering all the civilians to stay back. Oh, Samui said that you must not miss her birthday, or she would be really pissed at you. I'll tell her to cut you some slack, but she still might punish you when you come back. Good luck, said Snaddy, as she left and headed off. So, your girl gave you the same problem as my wife, huh? Welcome to the married life. Even though you aren't married yet, said Shikaku. Well, she can be naggy sometime, but sex always does the trick. Time skip. The team that finished off the last Curse Steel Warriors as they were coming back to the camp. They arrived in a few hours and they looked pretty beat up. Alright, listen up, said Naruto. Tsunade has informed me, after the fight that you guys just had, she wants all civilians to return back to the village. She knows the next wave will be the toughest and then we're going to move on to Kumo and the Stone. She wants to recently train civilians to protect the village and the Jonins that are staying back in the village. As for all of the shinobis due to carry destroying Kumo and the Stone boats, they have been delayed for 2 to 3 months. So depending on when Orochimaru's 3rd wave hit, we are to head back home until the real part of the war begins. I'll be placing alarm seals on the border to let us know when the enemy is heading towards us. That's all now, civilians. It's been an honor working with you. You're all dismissed. And with that, Naruto headed off. After all, it was his duty over the last 3 months to train these civilians heading for war, because they wanted to fight. Even though they weren't that much strong, they still wanted to be a part of the action, and they served well. They did a great job. The next morning, Naruto saw the civilians were still there. As the one at the front of man spoke, Naruto-san, it's been an honor to train under your command for the last 3 months. If there's ever a battle that you need fighters, we will be willing to fight to the death. If our children are willing to become ninjas, we hope they turn out just like you. You are an inspiration to us all, despite being the youngest person here. We are proud to call you our leader. As all of them gave him a bow before returning home. What was that about? I am not even the one who was leading them. You are, said Naruto. Well, you are the one who took your time and trained them, and teach them the basics so they could help in this war. They are proud to serve their village. And you just got 500 soldiers willing to battle for you, and about 500 more votes to become the 6th Hokage. You don't really notice, but despite me being in charge, you're the one that I'm recently coming to, and you're the one that's given out order. That has made you second in command here. I've been testing you to see if you can handle an army. It is what you have to do to become Hokage after all. I was the one who personally requested for Snad to send you to my camp after hearing what my son has to say about you, and I was quite surprised. You got my vote as a joining commander for Hokage, and I think you should let Shikamaru become your assistant if you take office. As he gave Naruto a smile. Meanwhile, Orochimaru was pissed off. Damn it. How the hell are they defeating us so easily, he said. The warriors I'm sending out can easily take on 4 Jonin level opponents single-handedly. I guess your troops isn't as strong as you say they are, said Oniki. I knew it was a mistake letting you join our side. Your men have been nothing but a disappointment. Had we attacked ourselves from the get-go, This war would have been over a long time ago, said A. Is that so? And how are you going to attack? Your borders are closed. Your ships are being shot down. So, that leaves me the only option. But please do not act like my warriors are weak. You have to seek out a good amount of medical help for most of your troops. When they decide to test my own, remember? I want to know what is going on. I'm going to personally join in. I know that Snavi and Jiraiya aren't there, said Orochimaru. There's probably Namikaze brat. He managed to cut off my arm, said A. As his best medics could not reattach his arm as he cursed about that. No, I don't think so. The Leaf would not waste his talents on something as pitiful as foot soldiers. The logical choice is they have envoys that are taking them out. However, that Namikaze's spawn belongs to the Hidden Stone. We will kill him personally, said Unki. My spies in Konoha haven't reported back yet. Everything must be tight-lipped around there. I will send another message to know what is going on, said A. You do that. I will attack in 4 months. They should be expecting me to attack in a week, but they're going to be wrong. Give them time to let their guard down and get paranoid. After that, you can invade Konoha directly. Oniki gets to kill the brat, and Kumo can get another powerful bloodline. But remember, Oniki, after you kill the brat, his eyes are mine. As Orochimaru left, if we didn't need to go through the Hidden Stone, I would have killed him by now, said A. I have a feeling that the Namikaze brat will be out there to face him when he attacks. But if he dies, that just means that we can take over the Hidden Stone. If he doesn't die, he will be weakened when he returns, and we can just kill him. As A nodded, little did they know, Naruto and Shikaku already planned for Orochimaru attacks. Orochimaru will soon find out why his attacks were failing. Time skip, 4 months later. For the past 4 months, Naruto and Shikaku have been going over battle strategies and plans for this wave of attack. However, it was difficult. Orochimaru's army was just rash and crazy, as they were all monsters with level 2 curse mark. So it was incredibly difficult to come up with a plan to face them. Shikaku, it's been 4 months you tried to come up with a plan. This last wave is gonna be difficult because they're unpredictable and wild. But I have a plan, said Naruto. The best thing to do is to have a long range fighter and a short range fighter on each enemy, that way the enemy will have to exert themselves. And with our total up to 20,000 thanks to Gaara, send over some troops, we can easily do it. I thought about this 2 months ago, said Naruto. If you had that idea, why haven't you said anything for the last 2 months, said Shikaku? Honestly, I thought you'd come up with the same idea, said Naruto. You know, for Nara, who was said to be rather lazy, you guys tried to come up with some difficult plans that were more complex than some simple plans that are right in front of you. Shikaku's eyebrow twitched. I can see why you always get slapped, he said. Naruto was about to say something, but the alarms went off. Alright, everyone listen up. This is the final wave and everyone is moving out. This will be dangerous. This group has all level 2 curse seal users. Now I want the medics to be on standby, prepare for anything. Orochimaru will be with this group. And remember, Naruto is engaging him alone. There will most likely be sneak summons. Naruto uses summon to counter. I want 2 people on each enemy, a long range and a close range fighter. Remember to have your allies back if they are injured. And use the medical seals that are attached to you. But remember, serious wounds. Return back to the medical stations. We want to win this battle with no casualties. Now, get ready. He's coming. I can feel it, said Naruto. You can take him. I heard about your encounter with him in the Chunin exams, and that was a long time ago. And now you're a lot stronger. Come on, let's go, Shikaku. As Naruto came to a stop, as he felt the pulse of chakra, the summons, he went through hand sign, summoning jutsu. As Naruto summoned Healness, Viceran, Bob, and Shadow. For the dragons, for the foxes he had, Narumi, Scarlet, the 3 Omega brothers, and the 2 other battle foxes that he summoned during the Sound invasion. Naruto, it's good to see you again. How may we help you? Healness asked. I'm in the middle of a war and Orochimaru is attacking. He summoned his sneaks. I figure you all can use for a bit of a fight, said Naruto. I'm heading to the battlefield now. All the fighters have already left and started the fight. The summon haven't gotten there yet, but they will be there soon, said Naruto. I like you more and more every day, Naruto. Let's go, said Healness. As Naruto jumped on top of Scarlet's head, and they headed off. As they arrived, there was a lot of snakes here. Seems like Orochimaru used a lot of chakra. He could also feel a massive one. This one was, well, feeling like a boss summon. But he heard that Manda was dead, as he saw the snake that Orochimaru was standing on. So you're the reason why my minions have been dying so easily, said Orochimaru. Sorry, you're wrong. This is my first time being here. Your minions were taken out by trained civilians, Chunins, and some Jonins. You expect me to believe that civilians had a part in eliminating my forces? Orochimaru chuckled. You must think I'm crazy, he said. Nope. It's the truth. Believe what you want. So who's your new friend? He looks at Manda, but I know Manda is dead. This is Manda the Second, said Orochimaru. Seriously? That's the best name you could come up with, said Naruto. As his eyebrow twitched. So what's up with this new one? This one, unlike the first Manda, is extremely loyal to me. I created him from Manda's cells that I collected. As you can see, he's a lot larger. But that is not the best part. He's bigger, faster, and has better senses, and more poisonous. Naruto jumped off Shadow. Okay, Healness. You take out Manda Jr. over there. The rest of you, show these earthworms that you're nothing. Healness fly towards Manda, as Orochimaru flipped off of him. You've been around long enough, Naruto. It's time to die, Orochimaru said. Those eyes of yours, truly magnificent. I will take them for myself. I haven't seen a running gun like that before. Makes me want it even more, he says. He licked his lips. Take a good long look, Orochimaru, because once this fight is over, you won't be alive anymore. As Naruto flashed in front of him and smashed a foot into his face, Orochimaru was sent sailing as he skidded and stopped. Impressive, he said, as he cracked his jaw and fixed it back in place. But I am back to full strength. My arms have been returned to me, thanks to that Uzumaki temple of yours, and the Shinigami mask. I will keep my promise that I made many years ago, and finally kill you. Before you start babbling again, I want to ask something. How are you even alive? Well, I was brought back to life when some fool used a reverse curse mark sealing jutsu on one of my precious subjects, activating his seal with the remaining essence of my soul inside. I thank him by taking his body. Let me ask you a question before we start the fight. Do you really think you can beat me? The last time I checked, Itachi was the one that defeated you when he was younger, and Itachi is nowhere on my level. Besides, you haven't even noticed the genjutsu that you're in. I don't know how someone so keen on getting the sharingan is always forgetting. Never look a sharingan user in the eye. As Orochimaru looked down to see a wind blade through his stomach, he extended his mouth as he crawled out of it, a newly reformed Orochimaru. This time, I'm going to make you understand that you are nothing, said Naruto. Let me show you how far outclassed you are here. Universal pull. Orochimaru was pulled towards Naruto at extremely fast pace. Wind style. Pressurized fist, he said, as he planted his fist in Orochimaru's stomach. Blood exploded from his mouth as he was sent sailing and crashed. I don't want to shed my skin again so early. I'll have to deal with the pain, he thought. Are you going to lay there all day, said Naruto. Orochimaru went through hand sign. Foundation of 10,000 snakes, he says. He lied down. Snakes exploded from his mouth, 10,000 of them. All of them had blades coming out of their mouth. Wind style, sonic boom. Fire style, dragon rain jutsu. Naruto channeled a large amount of chakra in both attacks. A hellstorm came towards Orochimaru. He had to jump away as his snakes were incinerated. As Orochimaru created 3 earth clones, charged into the smoke to surprise Naruto. As Naruto activated his Ultra Instinct, every single attack that Orochimaru sent towards him and the clones, they were easily dodged. As Naruto kept on fisting Orochimaru right in his face every single time. What? How does he keep hitting me and not my clones? I guess he can tell which one of Earth Chakra in the original. All 4 of them jumped away. Universal pull. They all were pulled back towards Naruto. Inferno style. Fire lightning. As Naruto used his ability to shape the Amaterasu flames in the arrows, as they shoot and stab all 4 Orochimarus. Orochimaru feel the unbearable pain that was incinerating him, shed his skin the second time for the fight. Damn it, this is getting annoying. I'm supposed to be weak in Konoha forces, but this boy, this goddamn boy. As you can see, Snake, you're out of your league. Your forces will be gone in a few days, once you're dead. It's time you pay for what you did to the old man, said Naruto, as the ground cracked under his feet. An alarming amount of chakra started to leak from him. Slicker in snake mode, said Orochimaru. His lower body turned to a snake to try and increase agility, but it was no use, as Naruto was upon him and smashed him into the ground, beating the crap out of him. As he grabbed him at the face and repeatedly slammed the back of his head in the ground. Wind style, great wind breakthrough. Orochimaru blasted Naruto away, as Naruto just moved back just a few feet, taking on the full brunt of the attack. The chakra still around his body, just fuming off of him. As he dashed forward, lightning release. Hammer of the Thunder God. as he came down towards Orochimaru but then vanished. He appeared behind him and smashed the hammer into his back. That sent Orochimaru sailing and crashing into the ground. As Naruto went through Hansen and fired out a large amount of water from his mouth, before creating another hammer and smashing it down. A pulse of electricity mixed with the water shoot towards Orochimaru as he screamed out in pain as his body was electrified. A cursed Mount warrior rushed towards Naruto as he just came in wild. Naruto raised his hand. The man was sent sailing as he crashed to the distance. Orochimaru shed his skin one more time as he could feel the effects of his jutsu wearing on his body now. Ninja art, cadaver puppet. As Orochimaru absorbed the body of one of his cursed warriors, arms then came out of his back as he charged towards Naruto. As Naruto pulled out the blade, wing style, ear cutter jutsu. As Naruto sliced the ear multiple times, Orochimaru jumped back. But the moment he landed, he felt something behind him as he turned. As Naruto sliced right into the thing on his back, ripping it off. It was a part of him, so he felt it as he cried in pain. As Naruto smashed his foot in the back of Orochimaru's head, knocking Orochimaru's face into the ground. I should not be losing some brat like this. I can only shed my skin 2 more times. I will have to use that jutsu. If I use it, I'll for sure win this fight. To hell with what Orochi said, this boy died by my hands. As he started to shed his skin, orbiting Rasengan said Naruto. Orochimaru seen the jutsu heading towards him, wing style, great breakthrough. The 2 jutsus collided and created smoke, but only the outer layer of Naruto Rasengan was destroyed. The 5 other Rasengan inside came rushing forward as they smashed into Orochimaru. He was thrown back violently, blooded, as he had to shed his skin one more time. I told you that you will be dying today, said Naruto, and that's what I intend to do. As Orochimaru shed his skin, revealing his true body underneath, made up of tiny white snakes. I'll be taking that body of yours, he said. Oh, you think you can, said Naruto. Alright then, bring it. As Naruto dashed forward and so did Orochimaru. But guys, will be in subs right here. If you want the next part, if you already know what to do, like, subscribe, comment down below and turn on the bell notifications to stay posted. Remember to share to all of your friends in social media platform. But I'm out for now. See you guys tomorrow. Peace.